Good morning. Deputy Prime Minister Yolanda Diaz on Friday called on the international community to put pressure on Israel to avoid a massacre in Gaza. A statement came after Israeli forces warned more than 1 million residents in the north of Gaza to move south within 24 hours. The international community cannot look the other way, Diaz posted on social media. The EU must demand that Israel halts the plans that are causing a massacre. Diaz called on Spain and the EU to urgently mobilise for peace. Last week, the Foreign Minister, Jose Manuel Albares, said the entire government condemns Hamas's attacks on Israel, but agrees that any military response must fall within international law. Spain is one of the few Western countries that announced it is boosting its aid to Palestine amid the conflict. Acting Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez met with the Catalan pro-independence party Junts per Catalunya and became the first Spanish Prime Minister to hold official talks with the Basque separatist party EH Bildu on Friday as he seeks to form a new government. Sanchez's socialists need support from Catalan and Basque separatist groups to win an investiture vote before November the 27th or face a fresh election next year after an inconclusive vote in July. We are still far from a historic compromise, so a Junts parliamentary spokesman said about a potential agreement after meeting Sanchez. A British man has been arrested after a woman plunged to her death from her fifth-floor Costa del Sol home. The woman was the 33-year-old widow of a doorman who died in April following an alleged assault at former UK TV star Elliot Wright's restaurant. Chilean-born Romina Acuna described Jose Rafael Pisani Pardo as the love of her life after he succumbed to his head injuries in hospital. A British man who was already known to police has been held over Mr. Pisani Pardo's death. The latest incident occurred around 8:30 a.m. yesterday morning at a property in Cala Honda. Local reports said the dead woman had called emergency services hours earlier to say she had been assaulted and ended up going to hospital but never made a formal complaint. The man being held, a 36-year-old British man, was known to police over previous domestic violence incidents involving other partners. Detectives are probing whether he had a hand in Romina's death, although they are also treating it as a possible suicide. Part of their probe is understood to be focusing on whether he was at the property when she plunged to her death. And a British man wanted over alleged drug offences is being held on the Costa Blanca on an international arrest warrant. The 35-year-old fugitive was detained in Javia and his home searched in an operation involving the UK's National Crime Agency and the Metropolitan Police, as well as officers from the Guardia Civil's elite UCO Central Operative Unit. Spanish police said he had been directly linked to the importation into Britain of large amounts of cocaine, heroin and ecstasy, as well as money laundering. He sought to have been identified after expert analysis of messages on encrypted communications network EncroChat. That's the latest from TRE. I'm Bob James.